Everybody was Kung Fu fighting.
大家好，我是来自中国烟台昆山国际武术学校的孙月波孙师傅，很高兴和大家再次相会在线上云课堂。那今天我们的第10节课主要学习我们的少林的擒拿手。
Before we start our training for today, let's start with a warm-up. First, our wrists and ankles. And the other leg. From the top to the bottom, our neck. Left and right. Shoulders. Start with small circles and then big circles. The other direction. Our waist. Fold forward, arch back, rotate the waist in circles. Knees, forward and back. Hands clasped together above your head. Engage your back muscles to pull your arms backwards. Fold forwards. When you practice this movement, make sure that your back is straight. Do not let your back arch. If you can, reach further forward and touch the ground. Now, in this movement, feet apart, arms folded, reaching forward. We're going to stretch out our legs. Left leg forward, heel on the ground. Hands on your left knee, folding forward from your waist. And the other leg. Right foot forward, heel on the ground. Both hands on your right knee, folding forward from your waist. Next, we're going to practice stretching our legs off to the side. Left leg 90 degrees out to the side. Right foot pointing directly forward. Left leg pointed to the side. And the other leg. Left hand on your left knee, right hand on your right foot. Next, we'll be stretching in stances. Both hands on your waist. Take a step forward with your left leg into a left bow stance. Left hand on your left knee, right hand on your right glute. Then switch to the other leg. Right hand on your right knee, left hand on your left glute. Next, we'll be stretching in the Pubu stance. Make sure that you keep your right foot flat on the ground. Keep the heel of your right foot flat on the ground. Then switch to the other leg. Right leg straight, left leg bent, left heel on the ground. Relax your legs. In this class, we'll be covering Shaolin Chi Na. If your opponent grabs your wrist like this, rotate your wrist from the inside to the outside, and then push downwards on the wrist so that they release your grip. And one more time. Again. Inside. Use your body to lead your shoulder, to lead your elbow, and to lead your arm. That way using your body power to make a circular motion. Use this circular motion to make power. Shoulder and then elbow and then arm. Another hand. Again, use your body to lead. Again. If your opponent has grabbed your arm like this, straight downwards. straight downwards like this. Another hand. When you bring it downwards, you bring your hand downwards like this as well. Imagine your hand like a knife, cutting downwards. Use your body to pull down as well at the same time. If you just use your arm strength, if your opponent has a lot of strength, your arm strength might not be enough, but use your body strength. Use your body strength and it will be a lot easier. It's a basic movement, and now we're going to add difficulty. First, use your left hand to grab on top of the opponent's hand, using your fingers and your thumb around your opponent's hand. Then the same circular motions. Now grab your opponent's wrist, press your elbow against your opponent's elbow, and then press downwards. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Use your elbow to control your opponent's elbow and then his arm. And from the other side, other hand. One hand, control your opponent's hand. Left arm, circular motion. Grab your opponent's wrist. Elbow, control your opponent's elbow, and then press downwards. When you're practicing this with a friend, do this easily, otherwise you can control your power well, otherwise you can hurt your opponent. One, two, three. Now, next movement. Similarly, grab your opponent's hand. Circular motion, grab your opponent's wrist. Now we're not using our elbow on your opponent's elbow. You're going to pull directly downwards. And the other hand, control your opponent's hand, circular motion, grab your opponent's wrist, and then pull directly downwards. Do not allow your opponent's wrist to come loose. If your opponent's wrist comes loose, then you won't be able to do this particular movement. You need to be able to control your opponent's hand well on this movement. 1, 2, 3. Push downwards and pull with your body. Use your body to apply power. Next movement. When we've done this movement already, you can use an elbow to the face at the same time as well. Downwards. When he comes down like that, add an elbow. He comes downwards like that, add an elbow. Another hand, same principle. When you pull your opponent towards you, then you can elbow him at the same time. Next movement, if your opponent grabs your throat, your shoulder or your head, how to use Chi Na to be able to handle these situations. When your opponent has grabbed your throat like this, first one is keep your throat strong and bring your chin downwards. Use your hand push down on the opponent's hand to keep it away from your throat. And the other hand, press up against the opponent's elbow. And then twist your opponent's hand and push on his elbow like this. One more time. Keep your throat strong. Chop down and push upwards at the same time. At this point, when your opponent's arm doesn't have power, then you twist their hand and press downwards on his elbow. Keep your neck strong. Downwards on his hand, on his wrist. Upwards on his elbow. Rotate his hand and press downwards on his elbow. Opponent grabs you on your elbow, like on your shoulder like this. Again, grabbing hold of your opponent's arm from the outside of his arm and press down onto his shoulder. When your opponent grabs your shoulder, you have to grab his arm straight away. and press downwards. Hold on to your opponent's arm, apply pressure to his elbow, and then his shoulder. Make sure you hold on to your opponent's hand and shoulder at the same time. If your opponent grabs you from behind, same principle. Grab your opponent's hand, wrist, and turn over. Use this hand against your opponent's face. One more time. 1, 2, step backwards behind your opponent's legs and arm over his neck. Push downwards. Step backwards. This is if your opponent grabs your throat, your shoulder, or grabbing your shoulder from the back. There could be another one as well where your opponent grabs you by the hair. When your opponent grabs you by your hair, both hands on his hand, step backwards and pull down on his wrist. Next movement, you can add a knee into it as well. Make sure you're holding onto your opponent's hand and wrist well. Backwards and downwards at the same time, and then add a knee in. In this class, we covered Shaolin Chi Na wristlocks.